You don't realize it yet, but every word you speak casts a vote for the life you will live. Most people talk like victims, rehearsing their misery on repeat. They speak of what they hate, what they fear, what they lost, what they'll never have. But in the next few seconds, I'm going to show you how to change that, how to reclaim your voice, how to use your words as tools, not traps, how to speak with power, with purpose, with precision. Because once you learn to speak differently, you will begin to live differently. Listen carefully. Your words are the architecture of your reality. They're not casual noises, they're blueprints. They're prayers you're whispering to the universe with certainty. And the universe listens with brutal obedience. People don't attract what they want, they attract who they are. And who you are is revealed in what you say. You want to change what you attract? Change how you speak. Change the internal monologue you deliver to yourself at 2 a.m. Change the stories you tell when no one is watching. You see, Edison didn't say, maybe it can't be done. He said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. He spoke possibility into being. Walt Disney didn't say, it's too big, it's too risky. He said, if you can dream it, you can do it. Lincoln didn't say, I'm defeated. He said, I will learn from this loss and I will rise again. Your words are the seeds of your destiny. Plant weeds and you harvest weeds. Plant oaks and you leave a forest. You don't get to speak self-pity and expect power. You don't get to speak doubt and expect faith. You don't get to speak limitation and expect freedom. Your words are mirrors, not magic tricks. They reflect what you hold within. So ask yourself, what are you rehearsing every day? Do you speak like someone waiting to be rescued? Or do you speak like someone who knows they were born to conquer? Because here's the truth no one wants to admit. Most people practice failure with their mouths. They become fluent in complaining. Experts in excuses, they talk about what they'll never have, why they'll never change, why life is unfair, why someone else is to blame. They're training their minds to expect loss. Don't be one of them. Your voice is your command. Your tongue is your wand. Speak as if you expect greatness. Speak as if you are already whole. Speak as if your dreams are inevitable. It's not positive thinking. It's disciplined speech. It's refusing to give your fears a microphone. It's refusing to let your doubts write your biography. It's refusing to let your past determine your prophecy. If you want to lead, speak like a leader. If you want to heal, speak like someone who believes healing is possible. If you want to succeed, speak like someone who sees the finish line before anyone else does. Not to lie to yourself, but to remind yourself to command your mind to obey your vision. Henry Ford said it best, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. But he didn't just think it. He spoke it. He declared it. He made his thoughts public, undeniable. He made failure embarrassed to follow him. I want you to understand something vital. Your subconscious believes you. When you say, I'm not good enough, it believes you. When you say, I always mess up, it believes you. When you say, I'm cursed, it believes you. Your words are programming your future. You're the hypnotist of your own mind. Every word is a suggestion. Every sentence is a command. So stop cursing your own garden and calling it fate. Stop poisoning the well you drink from and calling it reality. Instead, speak life, speak faith, speak truth, speak vision. Say, I will figure it out, even if you don't know how. Say, I am learning, even if you feel lost. Say, I am strong, even when you're on your knees. Say, I will rise, even when the world is burying you alive. Because the world listens, your mind listens, the universe listens. And they don't deliver what you deserve. They deliver what you declare. People will scoff at this. They'll say, words don't change reality. But look at history. Look at Lincoln, whose words united a divided nation. Look at Churchill, whose words lit hope in the darkest hour. Look at Martin Luther King Jr., whose words ignited a movement. Look at Gandhi, whose words were sharper than swords. Words create movement. They start revolutions. They mend hearts. They build nations. They save lives. And before they do any of that, they transform you. Because when you change your words, you change your beliefs. When you change your beliefs, you change your decisions. When you change your decisions, you change your outcomes. And when you change your outcomes, you change your world. So you want change? Stop begging the world to be kind. Stop waiting for luck to find you. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Start by commanding yourself. Command your thoughts. Command your words. Discipline your mouth to serve your future. Speak only what you want to see grow. Water only the seeds you want to harvest. Refuse to narrate your misery like a tragic poet. Refuse to gossip about your own limitations. Refuse to announce your doom before it happens. You were not born to be a passive echo of your fears. You were born to be a voice that shapes destiny. That starts with every sentence, every phrase, every word. Don't underestimate the power of this practice. It's not about ignoring reality. It's about choosing which reality you will amplify, which path you will make more likely. You can narrate your failure so convincingly you make it inevitable. Or you can speak your possibility so fiercely you drag it into the light. This is not delusion, it's leadership over self. It's what separates the cautious from the courageous, the forgettable from the unforgettable, the ordinary from the legendary. Napoleon Hill wrote that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But belief isn't silent. Belief speaks. Belief declares. Belief commits. Belief is relentless in its language. You want to attract something greater? Start speaking like you're ready for it. Start speaking as if you deserve it. Start speaking as if you've decided on it. Stop qualifying your dreams with if. Stop weakening your goals with maybe. Stop apologizing for wanting more. Stop confessing your failures before you even try. Say it boldly. I will do this. I'm becoming this. This is who I am. Your mouth will feel the weight of those words. Your mind will rise to meet them. Your body will obey. Your spirit will remember. You don't need to be perfect to speak powerfully. You need to be honest about what you want. You need to be committed to your vision. You need to choose words that serve you instead of enslave you. Most people stay small because they speak small. They use words that excuse mediocrity. They bargain with their dreams. They negotiate with their fears. They dilute their power so they won't scare anyone, including themselves. But you weren't made to be small. You weren't made to play defense against life. You were made to stand unshaken, even when the winds howled. You were made to speak mountains into moving. You were made to speak light into the dark. You were made to speak life into yourself. You're not waiting for permission. You're not waiting for signs. You're not waiting for consensus. You decide, you speak, you act, you become. Because change doesn't begin with better circumstances. It begins with better language. Language that empowers. Language that commits. Language that doesn't flinch in the face of failure. Language that says, I will rise, even if it takes 1,000 times. So today, make a promise to yourself. You will become a master of your own voice. You will guard your words like treasure. You will not betray yourself with your tongue. You will not curse your own future. You will not, because you see, it's easy to speak defeat. It's easy to describe what's wrong. It's easy to echo what everyone else is complaining about. It requires no courage to diagnose the problem, but it requires everything in you to declare the solution. To say, even in the darkest night, I see dawn coming. To say, even with failure at your feet, I'm not finished. To say, even with doubt screaming in your ears, I choose faith. That's power, that's mastery, that's leadership of the highest order. When Lincoln lost election after election, he didn't say, I'm unfit. He said, I will try again. When Edison's lab burned to the ground, he didn't say, it's over. He said, thank God, now we can start fresh. When Disney was told he lacked imagination, he didn't say, they're right. He said, watch me. Their words weren't reactions. Their words were declarations. They weren't describing reality. They were defining it. If you want to change what you attract, this is the path. Stop being a commentator on your limitations. Stop being an expert on why it won't work. Stop narrating your self-doubt with poetic precision. Speak as if you know something no one else knows yet. Speak as if the world is waiting to see you prove them wrong. Speak as if your ancestors are listening, nodding with pride. Speak as if your future children are watching, learning what is possible. This is not arrogance. This is sacred responsibility. To be a steward of your vision, to be a guardian of your purpose, to be a relentless advocate for your own possibility. Because if you won't speak it, who will? If you won't claim it, who can? If you won't believe it, who should? There is an ancient power in your words. Long before contracts were signed in ink, they were sworn with oaths. Long before laws were written, they were spoken. Long before dreams were built, they were declared. Civilizations rose and fell on the strength of words. Wars began and ended with words. Wars began and ended with words. Love was promised and betrayed with words. Lives were saved and destroyed with words. So do not dare treat your words lightly. Do not dare use them as weapons against yourself. Do not dare waste them on small, fearful talk. Instead, wield them like the tools they are, to carve your vision from the stone of possibility, to build the bridge between who you are and who you could become, to light the way for others who have forgotten how to speak hope. It starts simply. Notice what you say when you fail. Do you say, I knew it? Or do you say, I'll learn from this? Notice what you say when you're rejected. Do you say, I'm worthless? Or do you say, this isn't my door? Notice what you say when you're afraid. Do you say, I can't? Or do you say, I will try anyway? Your power lies in those moments, not in grand speeches, but in the quiet, private sentences you choose when no one is applauding. That is where your destiny is written. Because make no mistake, your life is telling a story, and you are the author. But you're also the narrator. You get to choose what the hero says in the face of adversity. You get to decide whether the next chapter is tragedy or triumph. People think affirmations are cheesy. They think speaking hope is naive. They think declarations are delusion. But ask yourself, what's more delusional? To speak as if you will overcome, or to speak as if you're defeated before you even fight? Because life will test you either way. Life will demand proof of your words. If you say you're too weak, it will show you 1,000 reasons you're right. If you say you're strong enough, it will show you 1,000 reasons you'll need to be. Your words don't guarantee an easy path. They guarantee that you'll walk it with purpose. They guarantee that you'll meet it prepared. They guarantee that you'll recognize your own power when it matters most. So I want you to imagine something. Imagine you are standing in front of the mirror. Not the one in your bathroom, but the one in your mind. And this mirror doesn't show your face. It shows your future. It shows the person you're becoming, the life you're building, the legacy you leave. Now, speak. Say the words that will make that reflection come alive. Say the words that will command respect from your future self. Say the words that will honor every sacrifice you've made. Say the words that will make the pain worth it. Don't flinch. Don't apologize. Don't bargain. Declare it. Own it. Mean it. Because the world is listening. And more importantly, you are listening, and you deserve to hear the truth. That you are not finished, that you are not helpless, that you are not small, that you were born to create, born to lead, born to speak life. This is your responsibility. To speak life into your own dreams before anyone else believes in them. To speak hope over your own scars before anyone else helps you heal. To speak possibility over your own failures before anyone else gives you permission. Because the truth is, no one will hand you permission. No one will anoint you chosen. No one will come knocking to say, it's your turn to be great. You have to declare it. You have to claim it. You have to demand it of yourself. That is the real meaning of self-leadership. Not waiting to be inspired, but speaking words that create your own fire. Not waiting to feel ready, but speaking readiness into existence. Not waiting for the world to change, but changing yourself so profoundly that the world has no choice but to respond. And when you master this, when you truly, relentlessly choose your words with purpose, you will see the world bend. Opportunities appear. Connections form. Challenges shift from obstacles to training grounds. The same world that once seemed cold and indifferent will start to feel responsive, not because the world changed, but because you changed your dialogue with it. Because you see every conversation you have with the world is an extension of the conversation you have with yourself. If you speak cynicism inwardly, you radiate it outwardly. If you speak limitation inwardly, you radiate it outwardly. If you speak bitterness inwardly, you radiate it outwardly. And the world simply echoes it back. But speak faith inwardly, and you find allies. Speak possibility inwardly, and you see options. Speak gratitude inwardly, and you feel abundant. The world cannot help but mirror you. People ask how to change their lives. They want a plan, they want steps, they want certainty. But before all of that, they need language. Because you can't build a palace with the vocabulary of a prison. You can't write a symphony with the words of silence. You can't lead armies with the speech of surrender. Your words are your tools, your weapons, your art, your promise to yourself. So ask yourself, brutally and honestly, what promises are you making? What words do you repeat so often you believe them as gospel? Are you prophesying your own doom, or are you commanding your own resurrection? There is no neutral language. Everything you say feeds something, your faith or your fear, your vision or your doubt, your power or your weakness. You don't get to avoid this responsibility. Silence is also speech. Silence is also permission for the old patterns to continue. Silence is the absence of leadership. You must choose your words as you would choose your path through with awareness, with courage, with respect for the consequences. Remember this. You are the sum of conversations you've had with yourself. You are the result of words you believed in when no one else was listening. You are the embodiment of sentences that once felt impossible. Edison spoke light into darkness. Disney spoke wonder into cynicism. Lincoln spoke unity into division. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke dreams into injustice. They were not magicians. They were not gods. They were humans who understood one fundamental truth. If you want to change what you attract, you must change what you declare. This is not for the faint of heart. It is for those willing to take responsibility for their own narrative, to become the author who refuses to let tragedy be the final chapter, to become the poet who finds hope in the ruins, to become the architect who designs freedom where once there are only walls. Because, let me be clear, no one is coming to save you from your own words. No one can rewrite your story but you. No one will believe for you, hope for you, speak for you. You must do it, even when your voice trembles, especially when your voice trembles. Speak anyway. Speak because you're scared. Speak because you're hurt. Speak because you're ready. Speak because you refuse to die with your song still inside you. Your words are your revolution. Your words are your resistance to a life half lived. Your words are your promise to the version of you that refused to give up. So make them count, make them real, make them worthy of the price you've paid to survive this long. And when you stand at the edge of your limits, when you are exhausted and doubting and no one is clapping, that is the moment it matters most to say, I will not stop here. I am not finished. I will find a way. I am worthy of what I want. I am ready for what I seek. I will become what I am meant to be because the world is listening. Because you are listening. Because every cell in your body will respond to those words. Because your future is waiting to see if you mean it. So speak, not just for today, not just for motivation, but as a daily practice, as a way of being, as a declaration of war against your own resignation. Because once you choose to speak this way, there's no going back. Your mouth will feel heavy with responsibility. You'll taste the weight of your own promises. You'll realize that complaining feels like betrayal, that self-pity feels like a crime, that gossip about your own weakness is an insult to your potential. You will begin to edit yourself ruthlessly, not to be polite, not to be popular, but to be true to the life you're building. You'll catch yourself about to say, I can't, and you'll correct it. I'll find a way. You'll stop saying, I always fail, and say instead, I'm learning to win. You replace this is impossible with this is my challenge. This is not delusion. This is design. This is training your mind like an athlete trains muscle. Because every word is a rep, every sentence is a set, and your future is the body you're building. People will not understand you at first. They'll think you're arrogant. They'll think you're unrealistic. They'll think you're strange for refusing to gossip about your own misery. Let them. The world loves company in its cynicism. It loves a chorus of complaint. It loves the comfort of mutual defeat. But you're not here for that. You're here to break that rhythm, to introduce a new sound, to speak like someone who knows they're forging their own fate. And slowly, quietly, they will start to listen. They will start to wonder. They will start to believe. Because your words will become your results. Your results will become your proof. Your proof will become your gift to the world. This is how leaders are made. Not through titles, not through inheritance, but through the daily discipline of choosing words that serve their vision. Words that move mountains in the mind. Words that heal wounds before they become scarred. Words that summon allies. Inspire loyalty, ignite courage. Do you think Lincoln had no doubts? He bled with them. But he chose to speak unity. Do you think Martin Luther King Jr. didn't see the danger? He trembled with it. But he chose to speak dreams. Do you think Mandela didn't feel rage in that cell? He boiled with it. But he chose to speak reconciliation. They were not perfect men, but they were masters of their words. And through their words, they mastered themselves. And through mastering themselves, they changed the world. You want to change what you attract? Change your inner government. Elect new words. Pass new laws for your own speech. Outlaw the language of limitation. Ban the vocabulary of self-pity. Tax the currency of complaint until it's too expensive to spend. Reward the speech of vision. Subsidize the words of courage. Fund the phrases of possibility. Because you are your own country, your own kingdom, your own revolution. And the first territory you conquer is your mouth. This is not easy work. It's holy work. It's the difference between being a victim of your circumstances and the architect of them. It's the difference between cursing the darkness and lighting a candle. It's the difference between explaining why you're losing and deciding how you'll win. It is also quiet work. Most will never see it. They will see your success later and call it luck. They will see your strength later and call it natural. They will see your influence later and call it unfair. But you will know. You paid for it with the price of disciplined language, with the price of refusing to speak small, with the price of holding your own voice accountable. And when the time comes to speak to the world, when the mic is in your hand, when the stage lights burn, when the crowd hushes, you won't need to pretend. You will speak with the conviction of someone who trained for this moment. Because you didn't just memorize your speech. You became it. You lived it. You embodied it. Your words will not tremble because you spoke them first to yourself 1,000 times. Your voice will not break because you forged it in the furnace of doubt. Your message will not scatter because you gathered it word by word over years of vigilance. This is your legacy. This is your promise. This is your power. So today, begin. Not with grand declarations for others, but with the simplest promise to yourself, I will guard my words. I will choose my language. I will speak life. I will refuse to sabotage my own future. Say it once, say it twice, say it until it feels natural. Say it until it feels true. Say it until you forget how to speak any other way. Because in the end, your words will outlive you. They will echo in the minds of those you love. They will instruct those who follow. They will comfort those who mourn you. They will inspire those who study you. So choose them wisely. Let them be the testament of your courage. Let them be the inheritance you leave for those who need hope. Let them be the compass that guides you when you're lost. Let them be the foundation that holds you steady when everything else shakes. Because there will be days when you want to give up, when life will give you every reason to be silent, when failure will mock you, when grief will choke you, when fear will demand you shut your mouth and accept your fate. Those are the days you must speak the loudest, not to the world, but to yourself. To say, this is not the end. I will not bow. I will not betray what I want most for what I feel now. I am stronger than this pain. I am here to become more. Because your words in those moments will decide whether you rise or remain buried. Do not outsource this power. Do not wait for someone else to speak life into you. That is your job. That is your burden. That is your privilege. Speak to your wounds. You will heal. Speak to your fears. You will not rule me. Speak to your dreams. I will make room for you. Speak to your past. You will not define me. Speak to your future. I am coming for you. This is not mere positivity. This is warfare. This is strategy. This is leadership of the self. Because if you cannot lead yourself with your words, you cannot lead anyone. If you cannot persuade your own doubt, you cannot persuade anyone else's. If you cannot speak hope into your own darkness, you cannot light the way for anyone else. Understand this. Your words will always serve someone. Will they serve your fears, or will they serve your future? Will they serve your wounds, or will they serve your healing? Will they serve your limits, or will they serve your possibility? You choose with every sentence, with every conversation, with every whisper no one hears but you. And over time, these choices accumulate. They become your character, your reputation, your destiny. Because when you speak often enough in a certain way, you start to believe it. When you believe it, you act on it. When you act on it, you create it. And that is how words become flesh, how dreams become real, how futures are built. So yes, change how you speak, because you will attract what you repeatedly affirm. If you speak defeat, life will show you reasons to give up. If you speak scarcity, you will see doors closed. If you speak bitterness, you will attract betrayal. If you speak fear, you will see danger everywhere. But if you speak abundance, you will see opportunity. If you speak courage, you will see paths open. If you speak love, you will feel connection. If you speak hope, you will see light even in the dark. If you speak faith, you will see miracles in the mundane. This is not wishful thinking. This is how the mind works. This is how the heart works. This is how humanity has always worked. Think about the people who changed you. Did they complain? Did they gossip? Did they tear down? Or did they speak to you in a way that made you see yourself differently? Did they speak possibility into you when you saw none? Did they speak truth when you wanted to lie to yourself? Did they speak love when you felt unworthy? Did they speak courage when you were afraid? Be that voice for yourself first, so you can be it for a world starving for conviction. Because, make no mistake, the world is starved of real leadership, starved of words that mean something, starved of people who refuse to pander to fear, starved of people who choose to speak life. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Don't hope someone else will fix it. Don't assume someone else will say it. Let it be you. Let it start with you, with one sentence at a time, one promise at a time, one refusal to speak defeat at a time. You will slip. You will forget. You will catch yourself complaining. You will hear the old words trying to return. Forgive yourself. Correct yourself. Try again. Because mastery is not perfection. It is repetition. It is commitment. It is vigilance. No one becomes eloquent overnight. No one becomes a leader in a day. No one becomes unbreakable without first being broken. Your words will grow with you. They will mature with you. They will sharpen with you. But only if you keep choosing them. So keep choosing them. Every morning, renew the vow. I will not speak against myself today. I will not give my fears my voice. I will not lend my words to my limitations. I will choose sentences that serve what I want to become. Because if you don't choose, the world will choose for you. It will hand you its vocabulary of hopelessness, its language of mediocrity, its idioms of doubt. And if you're not careful, you will speak them as if they were your own. But you're not here to parrot what the world says. You are here to create. to craft new phrases of possibility, to model new ways of seeing, to show that another language is possible, a language of courage, of purpose, of unrelenting hope. Look around. Every great movement began with words. Every revolution started with whispered ideas. Every empire rose on declarations. Every love story was built on promises. Every betrayal was sealed with lies. Words are not empty. They are weapons. They are tools. They are blueprints. So ask yourself, what are you building? What are you tearing down? What future is being constructed every time you open your mouth? Will you be remembered for complaining about the darkness or for declaring the dawn? Will you be known for cursing what you didn't have or for blessing what you could create? Will your legacy be one of fear or one of faith? This is the invitation life is making to you, to rise above the noise, to be deliberate, to be conscious, to speak like someone who knows words are sacred, because they are. They are sacred to your dreams, sacred to your healing, sacred to the people counting on you to go first, sacred to the child you used to be, the one who believed anything was possible before the world taught you to speak defeat. Honor that child. Honor the dreams buried but not dead. Honor the hope that flickers even in your worst moments. Honor the future you want so badly you're afraid to say it out loud, and then say it. Say it out loud, even if your voice shakes, especially if your voice shakes, because there is nothing more powerful than someone who refuses to speak like a victim, nothing more dangerous to the status quo than someone who narrates their own revolution, nothing more inspiring than someone who keeps declaring hope long after everyone else has given up. This is your invitation, your challenge, your responsibility. You don't need to change the world today. You need to change your words today. And let those words change you. Because once you change, you cannot help but change the world around you. So speak. Speak boldly. Speak truth. Speak hope. Speak possibility. Speak healing. Speak forgiveness. Speak abundance. Speak courage. Speak love. Speak as if you are the author of your own destiny. Because you are. And let the world adjust to the sound of someone who finally understands that every sentence is a seed. Plant wisely. Tend carefully, harvest gratefully, because in the end, you will eat the fruit of what you say, and so will everyone you love. Never forget, when you change how you speak, you change what you attract, not by magic, but by mastery, not by accident, but by choice, not for a day, but for a lifetime. And the world will watch, and the world will wonder, and some will follow, because you proved it was possible. Because you showed what it looked like, because you spoke it into existence. So go, speak, live, become. Your future is waiting for you to say the words.